Gurudev, Srila Gurudev. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhams Paripajakacarya Astrodasa Srimad Srila Abhaya Charnavrind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnavrind Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today we are reading from Canto 3 of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Status Quo, Chapter 14, Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening. Text number 27. We'll all do Mangalcharan. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaheyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vangsha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagvat Sevayat Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Text 27. Yasya Navadya Charitam Manishino Grinanti Avidya Patalam Bibitsava Nirashta Samyatishayopi Yat Swayam Samyatishayopi yatsvayam Pishachacharyam acharat gati satam Charyam acharat gati Yasyanavadya charitam manishino Grinanti vidya patalam bibitsava Nirasta samyatishayopi yatsvayam Samyatishayopi yatsvayam Pishachacharyam acharat gati satam Chacharyam acharat gati satam Vaishnavas Yasyanavadhya charitam manishino Dya patalam bibitsava Nirastya samyatishayopi yatsvayam Pishachacharyam acharat gati satam Yasyanavadhya charitam manishino Patalam bibitsava Swayam Pishachacharyam acharat gati satam Word for word Yasya whose Anavadhya unimpeachable Acharitam character Manishinaha great sages Grinanti follow Avidya nescience Patalam mass Bibitsava desiring to dismantle Nirashta nullified Samya equality Atisayaha greatness Api in spite of Yad as Swayam personally Pishacha devil Charyam activities Acharat performed Gatihi destination Satam of the devotees of the Lord. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnavan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nescience, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. Jai. Purport. Lord Shiva's uncivilized devilish characteristics are never abominable because he teaches the sincere devotees of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. He is called Mahadeva, or the greatest of all demigods. And no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu, although he always associates with Maya, Durga. He is above the reactionary stage of the three modes of material nature. And although he is in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. Jai. The glories of Lord Shiva. So here we see Kashyapa Muni in a dialogue with his wife. Right? And so whenever there is a dialogue between husband and wife, husband will generally lose. But still, you must put a valiant effort. Still a valiant effort must be applied. So here we see Kashyapa Muni is giving a valiant effort. He is trying to present his point, right? Now, this whole conversation begins with the idea that first, to explain the creatory process, we explain about Lord Brahma. And then when we explain about Lord Brahma, we discuss how Swayambhuva Manu comes. And then when Swayambhuva Manu comes, we discuss about the incarnation of Varadev. So that's the series, right? And then Parikshit Maharaj is asking, okay, who is this Hiranyakashipu and what is all this noise about these two personalities, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu? What is this noise? And so in that story, we have now entered into the birth of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Right? So this is the web being laid out by Krishna. Right? So, and the reason why we call this as a web is if you think of a typical picture of Lord Vishnu. Right? So Lord Vishnu is lying down, and from Lord Vishnu's navel is coming out Brahma. Right? And then there are the two gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu, Jaya and Vijaya, right here. Right? Standing here, the two gatekeepers. So this is your typical temple formation in a Vaishnava temple. Right? So now what you will see is in this temple formation, you will see Jaya Vijaya become Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Right? Brahma's son, the four Kumaras cursed Jaya Vijaya to become Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Yes? So can you see that in that one altar, all the characters are in that one altar. All characters that are participating in this Leela are in that one altar. So this is why in Canto 11, when it is said that Krishna, Lord Vishnu is like the spider. He lays down the web of this material world and then he gobbles it up. So this is the web. Right? This is the web that he's laying out. So we see Brahma's sons, four Kumaras, cursed Jaya Vijaya, they become Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Then they start troubling Brahma's other children. Right? And then to resolve that, Lord Vishnu will come as Vara and Narsimha to resolve this issue. Right? So this is a cobweb that is being laid out by Lord Vishnu himself. That is why it is said that even the material manifestation, forget the spiritual. Even the material manifestation is for the pleasure of Krishna. Now one may think, what is so pleasureful? It's been raining for the last 2 weeks. It's all for the pleasure of Krishna. Right? I don't know how many of you have considered that this rain that happened over the last 2 weeks, imagine what happened in Govardhan. Have you ever considered? What happened in Govardhan? Right? How much it must have rained, incessant rain. Right? That kind of rain would have come in Govardhan. Right? So we've been crying just for 2 weeks of rain. But it is explained that this material manifestation is also there for the pleasure of Vishnu. Right? And usually an atheist, or I shouldn't use the word atheist, agnostic. Let's use the word agnostic. An agnostic person considers this very crude. What? Your God is enjoying the sufferings of the material world? Right? You see? They will take this as a negative. But the way it is being presented here is that because everything relies on Krishna, this entire manifestation relies on Krishna, then Krishna is enjoying it. So the question is, how does Krishna enjoy this material manifestation? How does he enjoy it? Through the process of Shambhu. That's how he enjoys the material manifestation. Right? So, Shiram Dada Divikara Vishesha Yoga. So there is Shira, there is milk. Right? And milk gets converted into yogurt. Right? Dahi. Right? So milk will get converted into yogurt. So this is how Vishnu converts into Shambhu. And then with this Shambhu, he will then roam around in this material manifestation. So are you understanding how that pleasure is coming? Right? So Shambhu is that representation. He is the one, beautiful name, right? Shambhu, Ambu, right? Shambhu, the Lord of that. So he is the one roaming on all the universes. Right? So from Mahavishnu, right? If you see the pictures here somewhere, right? The Mahavishnu picture. Yeah, there. So from Mahavishnu lying down there, Mahavishnu will give out the Hiranyagarbhas, the golden eggs, all the universes. And then from his glance, he will see Brahma Jyoti. From Brahma Jyoti will come Sadashiva. And you have a soldier here. from Sadashiva will come a shadow, and the shadow is Shambhu. Yes? And so this Shambhu, he is, he is given the charge of two things. Of Kala, time, and the time is in the form of Trishula, the trident. Right? The trident is past, present, and future. Right? The trident he is holding. Past, present, and future. So he's given Kala, take Kala, and then take the Jivas. Right? So the Jivas are given to Shambhu. So now that's why if a Shaivite will tell you that Lord Shiva, he has created the material manifestation. He has given birth to everyone. In one sense, they are correct. In one sense, you can appreciate what they're saying. That, okay, yes, all right, sure, makes sense. But I think we were in university some weeks ago, and I was telling this person, I said, see, Brahma can, if you are a Jiva, right, and you go up to Brahma, Brahma can tell you all the births you have had in his lifetime. Okay, in his lifetime. Brahma's lifetime, whatever birth you have had, he can tell you. Like, these are the births you have had. If you want more information, you have to go to Shambhu. Right? Now, Shambhu can tell you all the births you have had in all the universes. Are you getting? So, Shambhu has that, because he is roaming outside that. Shambhu is roaming outside. With his Nandi, he is roaming outside that area. Okay? Then, if you want to then know why you came to the material world, even Shambhu doesn't know that. Right? Are you understanding? Why are you in the material world in the first place? So Shambhu doesn't know that. He says, no, I don't know. You were given to me. I was given this Jiva, you. So I'm like, okay, you are placed here. Are you getting? So I'm saying for that information, now you have to go to Mahavishnu. Right? The one who does the Kala. The Kala is all from Mahavishnu. Right? So then Mahavishnu can tell you, okay, yeah, you came here because of this reason. Right, you were in this Leela of Krishna, and then you had this problem, and you decided, no, you don't want to be here, and you want to be here. So then that information will come up there. Right? So this is the Shira and the Dahi. The difference. The milk and the yogurt. So Lord Shiva, he is the yogurt. Right? And he will now roam in this material manifestation. So that is Shambhu, the personality. Then Shambhu, when he enters into each universe, Lord Shiva is a position that is come, and a Jiva can take that position. So this is in Laghu Bhagavatam Amrita, where where Rupa Goswami mentions this point. That the Jiva can take the position of Lord Shiva. And so, here the Lord Shiva we are discussing is the one within the material manifestation. Not the one outside, not Shambhu, the one outside the manifestation. This is now within the manifestation, right? So, this becomes propagation. So from Shambhu, that same mood will come into Lord Shiva here. Right? And now Lord Shiva has this mood. Now Kashyapa Muni is presenting to Diti that Lord Shiva, he enjoys the material manifestations. Are you getting the point? He enjoys this material manifestation. So be careful. He will keep you here. Right? If you enjoy something, what do you tell? Like imagine you're having a party, right? And Prabhu gets up and says, hey, where you going, man? Stick around more. Where you going? It's fun times. And so we'll keep the person here. Are you getting? Because you are enjoying. So you don't want other people to leave. Where you go? Stay here. So this is Lord Shiva. Are you getting the mood? Right? And of course he is doing this through Durga Devi. Right? Through the manifestation of Durga Devi, his consort. And then all of this is Shrishti, Sthiti, that this material world is being sthiti, it is being kept. Sthiti, it is being kept, right, by her. And then of course the trident is given to her, then now she's spoken. Right? So then her trident is the three modes. So then it changes, right? So anyway, come back to this, is that Kashyapa Muni's presentation is, we have to be careful, because Lord Shiva, although he has an unimpeachable character, the word that is being used is anavadhya. Anavadhya means unimpeachable. Try using this word for any president or prime minister. Unimpeachable. Not possible. Whoever you meet, you will find some fault in him. Whoever you meet, right? Anybody, this must be the greatest person in the whole world. I can find a fault in this person. But he's saying Lord Shiva, he is unimpeachable. Amazing, isn't it? That Lord Shiva is considered unimpeachable. And this is a personality who is roaming around with ashes on his forehead, snakes around him, wearing a deer skin. There is this beautiful characterization done in Mahabharata. Right? I remember reading it and I was like, man, this is something. Right? So in Mahabharata, it is explained that, not Bhishma, sorry. Duryodhan is lying down with his thighs broken. Right? He's lying down, Bhima has broken his thighs and he's lying down. So then in the evening, Ashwathama, Kripacharya and who's the Kritavarma, Krita, the three left over, there were the only three left over. So they're coming and they're saying, Duryodhan, and they're all, sad. Oh, once upon a time you were a king sitting and now look at you, lying down here. And they're explaining that vultures are just, hanging around there. They're just waiting. And, Duryodhan with his, I think he still has his mace, So he's trying to ward off the vultures. He's trying to ward them off. So, very emotional scene and, they're saying, oh, what has happened? What's going on? So then at that time, Ashwathama takes a vow. He says, I will destroy the Pandavas. And then just material, imagine a guy, his thighs are broken, lying down there, vultures are about to eat you. And he's like, yes! There is still hope for victory. Material manifestation, right? So then he tells Ashwathama, I anoint you my commander-in-chief. 3 people left. 3 people left. He anointing commander-in-chief. Your thighs are broken, vultures are eating you. I anoint you commander-in-chief. This is our position. This is our position in this material world. Thighs are broken, lying down here. Yes, I have a chance. I'll stay. One more shot. So anyway, Ashwathama has given that position. So this is a big section of Mahabharata, but then there's a lot of hua happen. Anyway, finally Ashwathama says, okay, that's it. I'm just going to go in the night and kill everyone in the camp. Right? So this is what happens. So it is explained at that time that when Ashwathama is going, he meets this character. Dark in nature. Hairs are completely open. Right? His eyes are shining. And Ashwathama freaks out. And he's saying he has his deer skin as blood is dripping from it. And he's carrying this sword. Sharp, shiny sword. And then when Ashwathama sees in the night, he's like completely gone. And that's Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva Ashwathama tells him, I'm giving you this sword. Finish everyone in the camp. So, that picture, I'm not able to describe it so nicely, but Vyasadeva does it amazingly. When you read it, it puts an imprint in your head. You're like, oh, wow, that is something. So Lord Shiva is like that. He's a very, what is the word? Pishacha, charyam. That's the word being used in the shloka. Pishacha, devilish character. Very devilish, isn't it? Just imagine somebody like that comes in front of you, dark in the night, you're walking. Forget somewhere in the jungle in, Kurukshetra. Imagine here in Redfern, you're walking down the street and you find someone like that. You're like, what? What is this? Right? So this is Pishacha Charyam, Lord Shiva. So it is, the reason why I'm bringing this out is Lord Shiva, he has a very, very distinct look. Very, distinct look, gothic. Very gothic look. Right? But nonetheless, he is anavadya. He is unimpeachable. Despite all of this, right? It's not like, everybody, after reading Mahabharata says, Lord Shiva, how could you do this? How could you give the sword to Ashwathama? Ever heard anyone say that? Ever heard? But you will hear. What will you hear? Krishna, you helped Arjuna kill Karna, right? You will hear all of this, isn't it? Krishna, you did this. Because of you, Krishna, Dronacharya died. Right? All of these things. Ever heard that, oh, Lord Shiva, because of you, you gave sword and this happened? Ever heard? No. Why? Unimpeachable character. Why? It is expected that Lord Shiva will do this. Are you understanding? That is why he is unimpeachable. His nature is such. Right? Now the idea here is, despite his Pishacha Charyam, despite his devilish characters, he is a great devotee. Right? So he says, Gatihi Satam. Right? He is a great devotee of Krishna. We have, he's a Mahajan, Lord Shiva. We have another Mahajan like him. Right? Yamaraj. Just like him. Right? He also is involved in nefarious activities. The underground, the underbelly. This is the underbelly of Krishna's army. You got the devotees, the greats, and then you got the underbelly. And you'll notice in the Mahajans, we have 3 underbelly devotees. We have Shiva, we have Bali Maharaj, and then we have Yamaraj, the underbelly. Right, the nefarious characters. But it's amazing, isn't it, that even amongst devotees, this is the wonder and beauty of Krishna consciousness. You will find all characters. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is when we are in the temple and we are dealing with devotees, you may find people who are Kapila Muni. You may find people who are Brahma. Right? Very good in managing, very, cordial. And you may find people who are like Lord Shiva, Yamaraj, Bali Maharaj. What did Bali Maharaj do? He tried to usurp the position of Indra. You may find them in devotees. Someone will try to move and take the position. You may find, no problem. But they are also devotees. So this idea in understanding this in this construct is, there might be many characters that you will meet in your journey as a devotee. In your journey as a devotee, you're going to find many characters. Right? Don't worry, they are devotees. Now, they may be in different stages of their devotion. It's not like Bali Maharaj now still wants to become Indra. He's given up that thought. Right? Bali Maharaj has given that up. Right? But once upon a time, wasn't that his desire? Wasn't that his ardent wish? Canto 6, Bali Maharaj? 9. Oh, sorry, 9. Yeah, sorry, 6 is Ajamil. Yeah, sorry. I'm getting confused. I mixed the two up. 6 and 9, flip it. Yes, he's right. Yeah, so Bali Maharaj, at that time, he's really into it. Like, he wants it all. He wants it all. Like, entire the threefold material manifestation, he wants it all. Like, the entire thing. So he has that desire. But now he's sitting in Sutala, enjoying. In Krishna book, when they say that when Krishna comes down to Bali Maharaj, to meet Bali Maharaj, this is for the sons of his guru, right? Yeah, for the sons of his guru. When he goes and he's searching, and then he finds the conch shell, Panchajanya, and all that stuff happens, and finally he goes to Bali Maharaj and says, where is the son of my guru? Right? Do you know, interestingly, in Lalita Madhav, it is said that son is Madhumangal. But then I think they're saying that might be different kalpa. But interesting that is what it said in Lalita Madhav. But now back to this. Bali Maharaj is sitting in Sutala, and so it's explained when Krishna is visiting, he's enjoying himself there. In the glory and chanting of Krishna, Bali Maharaj. So great devotee, but in the journey, you may, so the idea here is that when you're observing devotees, you may observe them in different levels of their journey. In different levels. Somebody may be, at the height of their material desires. Somebody may be coming down from the height of their material desires. Right? Just coming down. Somebody may be very much engaged in the material manifestation, in passing, like Yamaraj. He has a very thankless job, right? Quite a thankless job. Imagine if you met Yamaraj. Just imagine for a minute you meet Yamaraj. Of course, initially it'll be Vangsha Kalpaturuvesha, we'll do all of the beautiful acts as devotees. After some time, you'll start thinking, you took away my parents. You took away my grandparents. You start thinking these things. You'll take me away as well. You see, what happens is, these thoughts start coming. Because we are thinking that this guy, he takes. There's this beautiful story, right? The one time, all the demigods were asked to, for a meeting by Lord Vishnu. So Garuda came. Right? Garuda, he's the carrier of Vishnu, right? So he came, flying down. He sat down, and, Lord Vishnu gets down. And then, Garuda is, Garuda is a carrier. So carrier is, you just like when you get your cars, you park your cars. So all the carriers are, kept in one side. So Garuda is, Lord Vishnu says, okay, you be here. We're going to have a meeting now. So Lord Vishnu goes in. And like this, everyone else is coming one by one. Lord Shiva comes, Nandi is there, everyone is coming, they are all there. And then Garuda is seeing that at the entrance of, this beautiful assembly hall is a bird, beautiful parrot. And this parrot is singing. And it's singing very beautifully. And so Garuda, he feels, great, joy because, birds of the same feather flock together. So he's thinking, I'm a bird, as a bird, doing such a nice service. Thought. And so then after some time, the bull arrives. Right? Buffalo, not bull. He's on a buffalo, right? So buffalo arrives. And then Lord Garuda sees him, sees Yamaraj, and he says, Hare Krishna, Yamaraj. Hare Krishna, how are you doing? All that stuff. And as he's going, then Yamaraj sees the bird. And Garuda sees Yamaraj seeing the bird. And then Yamaraj is seeing the bird, and then he's frowning. And then he's seeing the bird, and he's seeing the bird, and then he goes in. Now the moment Garuda sees this, he says, oh no, Yamaraj has put his eyesight on someone. That's what Garuda thinks. He's like, now this bird is in trouble. So Garuda comes to this bird and says, come with me. Bird is like, but I have to, do my work here. He says, no, you are in great trouble. Yamaraj has set his eyesight on you. You are in great trouble. Come with me. He says, okay. So he takes him and he goes into, Garuda flies away into this far corner of the universe. And then there is a small mountain, and under the mountain there's a small cave. He tells the bird, sit here and do not move. And then whoosh, he comes back and Garuda stands back as nothing happened. Then the meeting completes and then everyone's coming out, all the pleasantries are there and everything. Then as Yamaraj is coming out, he's thinking, where's the bird gone? So Yamaraj is saying, where's the bird gone? And then he's thinking, what's going on? And then he's walking. And then Garuda starts laughing. He says, my dear Yamaraj, I knew that you had your eyes set on the bird. Yamaraj says, oh. He says, yes. So I have hidden the bird. And then Yamaraj said, did you hide him in, this place, under this cave? He said, yes. He said, yeah. Now it makes sense. He says, what do you mean? He says, because that's where he's supposed to die. So Garuda is like, what? So Yamaraj got confused thinking, what is this bird doing here? Isn't he supposed to die in that place? So now Garuda, invariably caused the death of the bird. So the idea here is that sometimes when we will meet characters like these personalities, like Yamaraj and all, our mindset may not be right. But actually it is saying these are Mahajano ye Gatha Sapanta. That actually we have to follow these Mahajans. Right? So now this one is in Canto 6 where Yamaraj does tell about the glories of the holy name. Right? So after Rajamil, that story, so then Yamaraj tells. So you will see his greatness. So you will have people who have these characters, this charyam, their charyam is a little different. It's not your typical devotee, nice person, the good guy, persona. It's not that. But nonetheless, they become great devotees. So now, Kashyapa Muni, he is trying to present to his wife that this character, although he is a great devotee, right, and people reach out to him, Srila Prabhupada uses the word Mahadeva, glorified, glorious personality. But, he has a tendency to enjoy in the material world. So we have to be a little careful. Right? A little bit of care is required in dealing with him. And therefore, this time period, we have to be very careful. Right? So, all of this is being brought to the point of time, Kala. And who controls Kala? Lord Vishnu. But then who has Lord Vishnu given the Kala to? Shambhu. Are you getting? Lord Vishnu is a controller of time. Right? He is time. But then he has said, okay, Shambhu, you take care of it. So this is the reason why Kashyapa is presenting this. He's trying to explain that how time, although we may be very good people, if the time is not appropriate, right, the situation will not come out nice. And so you will notice in Bhagavatam, this Kala, Desha and Vesha will be described a lot. How sometimes you may have great people, but if the Kala is not right, or if the Desha is not right, or if the Vesha is not right, you get a different result. We see, we were reading in Canto 14, not Canto 14, chapter 14 of Bhagavad Gita, how Krishna says to Arjuna, sometime mode of goodness takes over passion and ignorance, sometime passion takes over goodness and ignorance, and sometimes ignorance takes over goodness and passion. So he's trying to explain this, that the modes keep playing with each other. And so we were discussing and we were giving various examples, and like one thing we were saying, that how you see Mother Kunti. Okay, Mother Kunti is very good person, right? Mode of goodness. Now she is mode of goodness. She served Durvasa Muni. Okay, mode of goodness. In that service, she pleased him so much that he gave her a mantra, mode of goodness. You get a mantra, mode of goodness. He tells her how to use the mantra, mode of goodness. So everything is mode of goodness so far, right? One day she's sitting and she starts thinking, oh, this mantra can give me anything I want. Let me try it, mode of passion. Right? Because now you're now goal oriented, right? So up till this time you were mode of goodness, now you come to mode of passion. Then she starts thinking, I don't know if this mantra will work. Right? When you do not know your goal, you reach where? Tamoguna. Are you noticing how the grade is falling? Right now, she prays to whom? She prays to Sun God. Sun God is Prakasha. What is the first quality of Satya? Oh, sorry, it's not Satya, I apologize. Satogun? Prakasha. First quality, right? In chapter 14. What is first quality? So, Sun God is coming. Prakasha, mode of goodness. But, who does he give to Kunti? Karna. Karna is a demon. Mode of ignorance. Right? Are you noticing how? So this is how the modes play. Now the reason why I'm presenting this is Kala Desha Vesha. Sometime you may have all good people. Kunti is mode of goodness. Sun God is mode of goodness. How'd you get Karna? Right? This is to be considered, right? Karna is a demon. How'd you get a demon? Right? So all of this has to be considered. Then the flip side of this is Hiranyakashipu and his Kayadu. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Prabhu. Kayadu, his wife, Kayadu. Right? Now, both are passion, ignorance. Like they're in that range. Right? I mean, majorly passion, not ignorance, but majorly passion, but there is a construct of ignorance because they want to stay away from Vishnu. Right? So they're in that zone. But it is explained that when they were thinking of, when they had their union, at that time they were thinking of Narayan. Both of them. This is in Narsimha Purana, the story. Because, it's a long story, we don't have enough time. But the idea is that you will notice, although both, but at the time of their act, because they were in mode of goodness, the result is mode of goodness. Whereas you may have two people who are in mode of goodness, but at the time of the act, because they are in passion and ignorance, you get another result. So this is Kashyapa Muni's presentation. That I am a good person, you are a good person. We are two good people. But the time is not good. Right? So the result will not be good. And so in dealing with the material manifestations, we have to recognize this. Many times I'll come in front of Krishna and I'll say, Krishna, I'm chanting 16 rounds. Why something good did not happen? Like why? Right? Why not for me? Because the time, either the Kala was not good, the Desha was not good, or the Vesha was not good. That's why. That's it. And the three modes are playing. I mean, these are the situations, and then there's the modes that mix into this. So it becomes really fun after that. So sometimes you may not get the right result, and this is okay. We just have to learn to deal with this, right? So this is the presentation by Kashyapa Muni, and how he's trying to present various points. So here, his point is the Lord Shiva. We'll just wind up here. That here Lord Shiva's character, although is unimpeachable, he does have a pishachacharyam. He does have a devilish nature. So you have to be careful. That is why, they say Varna Sankara. Right? Why? Sankara, children of Shankara. Another name of... This was Bhakti Vidyapur Maharaj said that. I laughed so much when he said this. It's funny. So son of Sankaras. So we are all Sankaras. So better to be, he says, better to be a good version of that. Take the good characters and become, a devotee of, and something interesting you will notice, and this is coming in next canto. Now that I just remember this, it is coming in next canto 4. In canto 4, what you will notice is in the beginning of canto 4, you will see the devilish nature of Lord Shiva. right? Because Daksha's sacrifice is coming. What is the name of that boy? Veerabhadra? Veerabhadra. So, the devilish side is going to come out, right? But right to the end of Canto 4, he will be teaching the Prachetas. Are you noticing? So, in the same canto, if you hold Canto 4, right, in the beginning you'll see one character, towards the end you'll see another character. Right? So, this is Lord Shiva. So, we want to be towards the end of it. For us, we want to be towards the later side of it, right? Oh, this is how we want to be. And then Lord Shiva can also give you Lord Vishnu. Right? He can give you. It is his greatest desire that you become a devotee of Lord Vishnu, of Krishna. Yeah, so we should have that in mind. So yeah, I will end here. It's 8:40. Your devotees want to share something? Yes, Prabhu. Rudra. Yes, you're right. That's the devilish character, right? So you're right. That's the Rudra. And so you're right. Just before here, his Rudra position is his devilish character, right? His father says, "Go create progeny." All the hobgoblins, everyone's coming out, and Brahma is like, "Let's stop. How about austerities for you?" Okay, tapasya for me. So yes, you're right. So this. This idea of Lord Shiva's nature, this Rudra aspect is there. And that is what Kashyapa Muni is presenting here, that he is a very good person. And Brahma tells him the same thing. You are an excellent devotee. Brahma is telling him the same thing. You are excellent. But we need you to stop all this now. No more progeny for you. Right? So this is his nature. It is Lord Shiva's nature. That is why he has this Rudra aspect. That is why he is able to deal with the material manifestation. See, what does Vishnu do when he deals with the material manifestation? Lord Vishnu, he closes his eyes and he goes to Yoga Nidra. Right? So that closing of the eyes is the symbolism of tamasa. That is ignorance. Like when Vishnu doesn't see you, you're in trouble. Right? Why do we come to the temple? Not because we want to see Krishna, so that Krishna can see us. Right? So that the Sattva Gun is there, like Shuddha Sattva here. Shuddha Sattva is there. But when Krishna closes his eyes, now we're in trouble. Right? It is explained that when Putana came, what did Krishna do? Closed his eyes. When Putana came, what Krishna do? Close his eyes. So we have to be very careful of Krishna closing his eyes towards us. So all of these happen. So then he takes the form of Shambhu. So this is the Dahi. This is the switch over. And then now Shambhu, three eyes. no, 1, 2, 3. And he opens his third eye and real trouble starts. Right? So Lord Shiva is now on the other extreme. Eyes are always open. Right? So yes. So it's a very unique, if sometimes you'll make a table and you try to compare the two, you'll notice these very intriguing constructs between Vishnu and Shiva. Very interesting concepts. So this is his nature. This is the Lord Shiva's nature. And this nature has been blessed by Vishnu. It's been given to him by Vishnu. And so, in Adi Leela, I forget. You know the chapter where Srila Prabhupada talks about Vedanta Sutra? I forgot which chapter that is. There is a chapter which talks about Vedanta Sutra in Adi Leela. I don't remember which section now, for forgetting. But there's a section, and Srila Prabhupada writes something very amazing there in the purport. And I read that and I was like, this is like mind-boggling stuff. He was saying, Krishna, he is the supreme. So that means he has all energies. Okay? Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. He says, what does that mean? That means that Krishna, he has all the unlimited energies, which are Vishnu Tattvas. Right? He has the in-between, which is Lord Shiva. And then he has the limited energies, which are the Jivas. Amazing, isn't it? He was saying if Krishna did not have limited energies, you would say that Krishna is incomplete. Isn't it? If Krishna is complete, he must also have limited energies. Isn't it? You know how many times somebody say, can Krishna create a mountain that he cannot lift? Yes. That contradiction. Can Krishna do this? Yes. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport that this is Krishna, this is complete. He has the unlimited, the in-between, and the limited. Amazing, isn't it? So Lord Shiva is the in-between. And so it is explained that there are 3 tattvas that are hard to understand. Shiva tattva, Guru tattva, and Radha tattva. So Lord Shiva does fall under that character. So yeah. Anything else devotees want to share? Right, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Adi.